Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hey guys! Hope you guys are doing beautifully. So today we're gonna be doing a little Q&A, not so much of a little one because y'all, we're gonna be talking about a couple of things today. I'm so excited. Before we go ahead and get started with today's video, I want to give a big shout out to Scentbird for sponsoring us today. If you haven't heard about Scentbird, which I'm sure you guys have because I've been raving about this company over the past couple of years on my channel, they're actually a subscription service that allows you to try out over 600 different fragrances. Scentbird lets you try out a new designer perfume for only 15 bucks a month, and that goes for both women's and men's fragrances. Each comes with about 120 to 140 pumps, which will last you about a month. And trust me when I say that is a lot more than you will get from a sample kiosk. And you could actually also upgrade your subscription to 2 to 3 fragrances a month. Like, come on, options. Scentbird partners with all of the hottest and top brands like Gucci, which is one of my favorites, fragrances like Tom Ford and Versace as well. And if you're a fan of indie brands, they actually also offer those as well. So you can rest assured that you're getting 100% authentic fragrances. But guess what? They actually also offer products in the categories of skincare, wellness, and makeup. Some of the brands you'll see include Glam Glow, Tarte, and so many others. So let me show you guys my scents that I got this month. I actually got 4. This is Envy Me by Gucci. You guys, Gucci is my all-time favorite fragrance maker. If you're gonna try any of these, definitely go and pick this up. This is what I smell like most of the time. I love Gucci perfumes. Girl, I gotta put like 5 sprays. It smells so good. So this one is actually described as an explosion of citrus, lychee, mango, and pomegranate with peppery florals and creamy tonka. Y'all, yes. I also got 2 Oscar de la Renta perfumes. One of them is the Bella Essence and the Bella Blanco. It just smells like grapefruit, vanilla. It's just so rich and warm. The last one I got is actually the Scents of Wood Sandalwood in Oak. And if you're looking for a rich, like fall kind of scent, definitely check this one out. This is the Scents of Wood Sandalwood in Oak. I absolutely love the option of having a new scent shipped to my door every month. Well, it keeps me smelling brand new, and it's kind of a treat to yourself. It's a little surprise when it pops up, even though you know that you picked it out. If you guys are interested in checking out Scentbird, make sure you use my code so you get 30% off, which literally leaves you at only $10 for your first order. If you're interested, make sure you check out the description to download their brand new iOS and Android app that makes everything so much more convenient. And thanks again, Scentbird, for sponsoring today's video. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into this Q&A. You guys left me so many questions this time. I have not done one of these videos in a while, so you guys, we're gonna try to like fly through these questions. So the first couple of questions come from Simply Nessa XO, so I'm gonna answer some of those first. So the first one is, are you really friends with some of your fans? And yes, I actually am. My best friend Marcus, hi big fan. Just kidding. Like, he was actually a viewer of mine at first, and now we've been best friends for almost 5 years. And then I have my friend Ross. We actually became friends about 1.5 years, almost 2 years ago. And he used to draw me and stuff, and now we're like best friends. So sometimes I just end up like talking to the people that DM me or some of the people that are like commenting on my posts, and I'm like, wait, like, why do I like feel your vibe? And then look, here we are now. And the other question from her is, what's your opinion on all of the political stuff happening right now? So I personally am very happy that Biden won. However, that does not mean that I'm happy that he's president. I'm just happy that we were able to get Trump out of office. I want people to actually go ahead and do their research. I know that he's probably grown and his views have probably changed, but he does have a little bit of a past you should look into. And before anybody tries to say like, oh, you voted for a pal, you voted for a sniffer, yeah, I did vote for Biden. But if you voted for Trump, you voted for somebody that has a lot of cases against them that include children as well. So you know what? We're really just not happy with like who's in office right now, but we're happy that we got Trump out. That is my opinion. We're all entitled to our own, so let's not try to start nothing in the comments. But I am very happy that we have our first woman of color in office as the vice president. Kamala Harris actually did a lot of questionable things in her political career as well that do kind of make me look sideways, but I do have faith that they are gonna, you know, make a difference, hopefully. Exclusive asked, how are you feeling mentally after your surgery? And your girl Yami asked, how do you feel about your change in your breast? By the way, I love you. So I kind of want to answer those both together. So I had this really weird brain fog, and that is completely gone. I had really bad gut issues. Those are completely gone. A lot of little things just like changed after the surgery, but the brain fog was a really big issue for me. As far as like how do I feel about the change in them, I mean, they look good. Y'all see my Savage Times Fenty post on my story on Instagram? She's an ambassador now. You guys are gonna be getting an actual like full try on haul here on my channel very soon. probably towards like the end of the month. Sex Rana asks, can you and Anthony do like a challenge or something? I think you guys are a super funny duo. Only if he wants to, of course. I'm trying to get Anthony more comfortable in front of the camera, and it is definitely a process. So eventually he will, you know, show his face a little bit more, talk a little bit more. But it is definitely, you know, a process of getting somebody like comfortable, like, hey everybody, because you're not really talking to anything, it's just a camera. So in time, he'll make an appearance a little bit more. In Love with Fashion asked, when are we going to expect you to have a little Nessa? By the way, I love your videos. Thanks, girl. And sooner than later, that's all I'm gonna say. Lyric Aria asked a really good question as well. Advice on stopping myself from wanting reassurance and validations in relationships. Now, it's only normal to want validation and to feel like the other person cares about you. Now, however, if this person is making it very obvious and you're being, I've been like this before, you're being defiant and you can tell that this person isn't showing as much interest and you're still trying to like push it, sometimes you gotta fall back, sis. I recommend in every situation, a relationship, situationship that you're in, fall back a little bit, reflect and see the whole picture. Is this person really giving me the time of day? Because yes, you can seek validation and you want to, you know, feel that and all that, but if they're like literally showing you that they really don't care about you, they're not responding to your text messages, they're leaving you on red, they're not picking up your calls, they're only hitting you up whenever they need something or whenever they want something from you, take note and pay attention to that stuff and realize what they're really trying to be there for. I myself struggled with validation in relationships for a long time, and that was actually something that affected me and Anthony's relationship as well. That wasn't so much of insecurity, it was more of like people in my past, and it's been a pattern of like with women and men, like whether it be dating, relationships, or even just friendships. I have had people be so undependable and have like just acted one way in front of me and then said something else in front of other people. This girl that I used to talk to, like we were gonna be a little thing, and I actually put her on my channel and everything. It was in 2018. I remember like for the camera in front of me, she played it up like she, you know, she liked me so much. And then I ended up finding out by her, because she told me that somebody else recorded the conversation, they were threatening to send it to me. She was talking shit behind my back and just saying all these negative things, how I was crazy and I wanted her but she didn't want me, and just all these things. So it's like, what? So just after getting crossed so many times and people just not keeping it real with me, I did develop a little bit of a fear of like, do you really want to be with me type thing? But I am glad that I finally found somebody that tells me they love me every day and I don't have to question that. Girl, don't cry! I'm so emotional lately, sorry. Like I really do love Anthony. I've never cried over loving someone before on my channel. Y'all, what's wrong with me? Actually, I know what's wrong with me, but I'm just not telling y'all yet. I have been an emotional wreck lately. Okay, but not in a bad way. It's okay though. Look, you guys, I have a towel and it's clean. Yeah, like I actually really love him, so like I'm rooting for us. Oh my god, my eyes. Aim SXO asked, what is one piece of advice you would tell your 16-year-old self? Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Because I don't know why I just had this idea from such a young age that like I wanted to be successful, but that I didn't have it in me to like even do anything with my life. You have no idea how beautiful of a flower you are going to blossom into. You have no idea what your future holds. Do not give up and do not put yourself down, because yes, things may be hard right now, but you don't know what the future holds. You have to believe in yourself. That is the biggest advice. Root for yourself, because if nobody else is rooting for you or cheering in the stands, at least you are. Asia asked, if you were Freddy Krueger, whose dreams would you haunt and potentially kill? I would probably haunt the person that told me not to invest in Bitcoin a couple years ago when it was only $150 each. She also asked, if you found a bag full of money, what would you do with it? Take it. If I opened it up and I saw a bunch of cash and it was legit, I'm going home. Like I said, there's bills that need to be paid. There's things that need to be purchased. Calentine asked, so when is old boy gonna pop the question? We waited. And Shayla asked, what are your thoughts on marriage? So a couple of years ago, and even just like a year and a half ago, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get married. I don't wanna have kids. I'm not gonna be a good mother. I don't wanna deal with that. Now that I actually found somebody that I'm in love with and I could see myself spending the rest of my life with, now I'm like, okay, my ring size is 7. So my mindset has definitely changed. And whenever that moment comes, it'll come. Halabla asks, so what happened with your lash brand and your clothing shop? When I am done moving, everything is going to come back. And as for my clothing shop, me and my best friend are actually starting a streetwear brand that's going to be targeted towards women. You guys know how we always have to go inside of Urban Outfitters, go in all these little shops and stuff, and we always have to go to the men's section to find those cool graphic tees that are like oversized. Skip that. I'm going to be providing you guys amazing dope ass designs for under $40. That's cheaper than going to PacSun and buying one t-shirt. So you guys get ready. I'm about to pop the fuck off, and these are going to be all original designs. We're not going on AliExpress and ordering like 1,000 random graphic t-shirts and pretending it was my brand. Everything will be designed, and it's going to all be original clothing, so you don't have to worry about seeing somebody else have it. And if a brand tries to steal my shit, you will be sued. So I'm super excited for you guys to see that. Me and my best friend Marcus are actually doing this together. It's like a joint thing. Hopefully by mid-December, end of December, we can go ahead and launch the company. Lowell asked, do you recommend living in Arizona? What are the pros and cons? I'm leaving for a reason. Pros of living here would be that it's inexpensive. The cons of living here would be there's nothing to do. We don't have a single beach. All the lakes are dirty. I don't care if you're one of those people, no, the lakes are cute. No, they're not, they're dirty. We have bootleg castles and coasters, and that's janky as hell, and like eventually that little like roller coaster is gonna fall over. There's nothing to do here. Don't move here. I don't know why I kept telling people to move here. Don't. Plus, Phoenix is the capital of sex trafficking in the world. Don't come here. Tabe Love asked, why did you choose Las Vegas to move to? I don't know what it is about Nevada. I love it. I just always love being in Henderson as well. I just love the community. It just feels very safe. It feels very just like quiet. Markayla asked, something adulthood taught you. Nobody owes you anything. And I'm gonna say that again. Nobody owes you anything. You are responsible for yourself. If you want something done, do it. Don't rely on anyone, period. Can you give us an update on how you feel about your self-image after the explant? So it did definitely take me a while. It's been what, about 2.5 months since I actually got explanted. So it did take me a while to like get used to seeing myself in the mirror, and I have like a full body right here, so I'm like looking. It definitely took a while to get used to my body again, because my breasts did definitely stretch out quite a bit. Not like too excessively, like they look fine, but they definitely did change quite a bit. So it did leave me a little insecure for a while, but now I look in the mirror and I'm happy. Amber Massacre asked, can you please do a video about financing and budgets for buying a house? I would totally love to do that for you guys. Let me finish this process, because the first house I purchased, this one was a new construction. The second one I'm actually purchasing a home that somebody else lived in. So once I go through the whole process, the motions of it all, I will make a video talking about everything. Lala May asked, how do you keep your skin clear? I've actually been breaking out just a little tiny bit on here, but I think that's because I've been using an eyeshadow brush for my highlighter brush, because it's literally like a line of, it's literally just like this. The pimples are just going like that in a curve. But other than that, I have a really good skincare routine that I managed to, you know, build after a lot of trial and error over the years. I am gonna do that skincare video, just I need to get around to doing it. Damn it, Sarah asked, where do you want to travel next post-pandemic? I think I probably want to go to Canada, to be honest. I miss Canada. I love being there. I've been saying this forever. Faith Thomas asked, so what are your thoughts on being cheated on, and how would you handle with it? So I've actually been in that situation before. It's obviously not a good feeling knowing that the person that you confided in, the person that you trusted with, you know, everything, went behind your back and shared that part of themselves with someone else. That feels like the most ultimate disrespect. That is the worst thing that you can do in a relationship, in my opinion. After the experiences in the past, I am now in a place where I know if I even get cheated on once, like, we're over. I'm not gonna put up with that. I don't believe in the I slipped up, or I just had to do it to make sure that I really cared about you. No! Don't fall for that shit, ladies and gentlemen. Do not fall for that. They did that because they don't care about you. Someone that cares about you and loves you is not going to cheat on you, period. I don't care, like, no. I'm so sick and tired of people trying to normalize that shit and trying to make it seem like, oh, it's okay, he cheated on me, I'm gonna take it back, he cheated, I'm gonna take it back. Khloe Kardashian, pull yourself together for true. Like, no. If someone cheats on you, leave. Don't go back. I don't care what you have to do. And I know sometimes it's hard to leave, but don't stay. Do not. If you have the resources or a way to get out, or you need to make a plan, leave. You deserve better than that. You are not some little ass fucking like girl or boy that you could get ran around. No. And see, I'm getting hype right now because that stuff pisses me off. No, because so many times I like hear from, he cheated on me, but I'm gonna get back with it. Why? 2 months later, he cheated on me again. My friends are in their 20s. We're not 16. You know better now. You know not to cheat on people, and you know not to allow people to treat you like that. So if you think I'm being aggressive right now, or you think like I'm being mean, then like learn your worth. You're worth more than somebody having you as like a little side piece. And to the girls out there and the men out there that are over here interfering in other people's relationships, the second I find out that somebody is taken, I lose immediate interest. Why? If you're in love with somebody, would you want another bitch coming up in your life and being like, oh, I'm gonna take your man, or I'm gonna take your girl?
And here's something that my mom instilled in my head. You lose them how you get them. Think about that.
Like, keep that same energy. Some of y'all are weird. I'm done now. What are you most excited for in Vegas, girl? To be honest, the food. I feel like there's such a diverse, like, you know, community of food, especially Filipino food, and that's what I'm looking forward to. What was it like the first time you met your boyfriend? It was kind of like a dream, to be honest, because it also kind of felt like a Hallmark movie because I was actually doing really, really bad mentally. Little do people know, at the end of October was around the time I fell into one of the darkest, deepest depressions I've ever had in my entire existence. And it's kind of like Anthony just like showed up out of, oh my God. Stop. Literally just like showed up at the right time. I love that man to death, and yeah, like the beginning of our relationship felt like a dream. It felt like, where did you come from? Like, what is this? Do I get to know my boyfriend and I video? Yes, I actually will one day. I'll probably do that when we get into the new place. Yikes Naomi asked, when was your first heartbreak and how did you deal with it? By the way, I love you so much. I love you too, girly. My first heartbreak was probably in high school with this boy. I had a crush on him my junior and senior year, and it was such a like roller coaster. I remember I told him I didn't want to go out to eat Chinese food with him, so he went ahead and picked up another girl and then posted a picture on Twitter with her naked. Yeah. So when I tell you I've dealt with some shit, Celeste said, I gotta ask this. I ain't never seen two pretty best friends. Well, have you seen Pickle and Penny? Alexis asked, how long have you been smoking? I actually just recently quit. So I will talk about like how I feel a year from now and how that like affected me. But I think I'm gonna be done smoking for the next year at least. She's on a break. The first time I smoked was 15 or 16 years old, and I only smoked like maybe like 3 times. And then after that I definitely kind of got head ass, and I started smoking pretty frequently. It has definitely been like a thing for the past like 7-8 years, and I've watched you for a few years and you've grown into such an amazing woman. Thank you. While I'm over here crying and my eyelash is about to pop off, we gotta get through these questions. Will you be doing a meet and greet? Girl, it's a pandemic, not anytime soon. Zane said, Shawty got the fatty. When are we gonna get another singing cover or original music? You guys, this pandemic, like as soon as it like started, you guys saw like boom, my career just like halted of like what I was trying to do. They said until COVID is over, we're not doing anything, and recently they finally said like, hey, are you interested in coming out to LA to, you know, record music and stuff? But things have changed in my life and I don't feel safe getting on a plane or exposing myself to other people. But I am actually gonna film this video where I take like this song that I sang on YouTube at 14 years old, and then I'm gonna put like how I sang this song at 14 and then singing the song like 10 years later at 24. It's gonna be JoJo's Marvin's Room. I don't even know if I have that song still, like that cover on my channel. You can go and look for it. I'm pretty sure it's privated. Run into your homeboys. They're all fucking idiots. I mean, you're not even my boyfriend, but you're tripping cause I'm in the club. Hey, yeah, that's right, I'm dancing, and something cool is in my cup. I'ma send a sexy picture to remind you what you're giving up. Fuck that new girl that you like so bad. She's not crazy like me, I bet you like that. Anyways, cover coming soon. I have to rehearse. Oh my gosh, Jade, did you just read me? She said, how does having a bad / closed off childhood affect my adult life? Did you have to call me out like that? I feel like having a questionable childhood and more closed off of like not hanging out with friends. I had maybe like one friend that I would go and like see because she lived in my neighborhood. Like I definitely feel like I was a little more closed off, and I think that led to the social anxiety and it being really hard for me to make friends these days. Aside from, you know, people crossing me and all that, like I still know that there's good people out there, but I have this weird social anxiety that it's really difficult for me to make friends in real life. It's easy online because there's that barrier, But then when it comes to like meeting people organically, it's really hard now. Who this YouTuber you've collabed with? Probably would have to be this person that I was friends with when I first moved to Arizona. They seemed really chill and cool at first, and we kind of became friends. We collabed on a couple of videos, but I really learned their true colors. They used to talk down on poor people. They used to talk down on the homeless and call them smelly, call them nasty. Used to make fun of people's finances, used to make fun of people's situations, yet this person didn't have a car, still lived at home, didn't have much to show for. They were just one of the nastiest people I ever discovered in my entire life, and I'm glad they're not in my life anymore. Have you thought of being a stripper? Yes, I've thought of that many times, but I realized, one, I don't have the balls to be in that industry because it is definitely mentally draining, so I've heard. But I also feel like I don't have the body for that. What's it like knowing you've been doing YouTube for 8 years? Jeez, it's almost been 10 years on this platform. And the fact that you guys are still here supporting me is such a beautiful, beautiful thought to me. Thank you so much for being here and still coming back to my channel every single week when I post a new video. As you guys can see, I'm posting a lot more vlogs now, and I definitely want you guys to see more of my actual personal life because I did close myself off for a while. So you guys are going to be getting a lot more vlogs. You guys are going to be hearing about a lot more stuff that's going on. But that's crazy. You guys have really been rocking with me for a while, and I love that. Maria Joseph asked, are you still having any supernatural stuff happening to you? Now, this is actually kind of freaky. The stuff stopped happening to me, and it started happening to Anthony. A lot of stuff has been freaking him out over the past couple months. I remember we were just sitting on the couch, and we saw something. We both looked at each other like, did you see that? And then another time we heard something, and we're like, what, was I just me? We're like, no, I heard that too. So, child, I don't know. Sandra asked, what do you think about the idea of us living in a simulation? I honestly would not be surprised. Like, everything does not feel real. Karina asked, do you like your cat, LOL? Seems like you only like your dogs. Excuse me? Papa, come over here, Papa, my little chicken. Come here. How dare you? I love my little chicken with all my heart. How dare you? I always post him on Snapchat. I always take little pictures of him. He's just always around. I love this little rat. Like, a lot of people think that Salem and Penny got replaced by Pickle. It's just realistically, she's a puppy and she's a Labrador. So she's a lot to handle and she's just crazy. Penny is a Ridgeback / Pit mix. She's just a very chill dog. So she's always just like sitting around, or when she's having her zoomies and playing outside. Because Pickle's like a baby, I think that's why I'm documenting so much of her like puppy years. So that's why people are like getting the wrong idea. But no, these are all my children. I love them all equally. Charshita, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, asked how to reject a guy without breaking his heart. If I'm gonna be honest with you, you shouldn't really be worrying about that. Yes, you could be nice about it, but if you're too nice sometimes, there's some weird ass people in this world that will think that like a nice no is a maybe. So sometimes you have to be like, it's not gonna happen between you and me, and I'm sorry, that's just the way it's going to be. So if you could, you know, if we need to stop being around each other, if you have a friend that is like actively trying to be your boyfriend or be your girlfriend and you're just not into them, it's time to distance yourself. Because if they can't respect that you don't want that, they shouldn't be in your life. Because y'all, I have somebody from 2015 that is still actively trying to harass me, and they try to reach out every couple of months on like, oh, are you single yet? Are you single? I just really want to be with you. I love you. I haven't stopped loving you since I met. Love? You don't even know me. So you just, I was too nice to them in the beginning, and I think that's why they kept like having that little like hope. But like sometimes you have to be rude. I'm sorry. Noelthea asked, how do you manage your money and what do you do to increase it? I'm trying to become financially independent. Now, when it came to me like moving out and all that, I did definitely stress myself out by working multiple jobs. So I would have to pay my bills with only 1.5 of them and save the rest of the money. That is really excessive. But there is definitely a way to, you know, save up, and it's called living within your means. I feel like a lot of people try to live for social media and try to live for other people, and they get caught up with a bunch of bills and a lot of things that they know they really don't need. So if you can put the focus on like what your goal is, like say, oh hey, I want to move out and I want to, you know, not have to worry about like money, cash, why don't you try putting at least like 10 to 20% of your check away in your savings every month? If you could put half of your check away, God bless you. If you live with your parents right now and you're able to save up, save every penny. Stop going out and eating all the time. Stop going to the movie. I mean, during the pandemic, we're really not doing all that. But like in general, stop doing all these little extra things because you have no idea how much it all adds up. Stop using Postmates, stop using Uber Eats, stop buying weed, stop buying all these things that you don't need. When I first moved out, I think I was making only like $1,500 a month. And that's really not that much to support yourself off of as a young adult. I had to pull the, you know, shopping at Walmart, getting an apartment that was only $850 a month. I did what I had to do. I definitely wasn't in the best area or in the situation I wanted to be in, but I did all those things, and now I am here buying a $500,000 home. And I'm very proud of myself. That is not a brag. Actually, it is a brag. I am very, very fucking proud of myself. For somebody that deals with all the shit in my head that I do and I still haven't given up, I am very proud of myself. And the fact that you're watching this video right now and you're still here, I'm proud of you too. Santera, how do you maintain such a positive attitude? I definitely have my moments, but I try to smile every day. I try, you know, I have my little crying spells. I have my things, like I do have bipolar disorder, so sometimes I have my highs and my lows. But I definitely try to see the positive in the world. Mara asked, what are some things you do to help with anxiety / feeling overwhelmed? PS, love you so fucking much. I love you too. When it comes to, you know, that feeling of anxiety, I actually isolate myself. And I know some people might be like, does that really help though? It helps me. I'll isolate myself, whether I'm in the living room and I feel like a panic attack coming out of nowhere or anxiety. Anthony will usually be like, no, don't go, like, let me hold you. But like, sometimes I need to just be by myself. I'll go into another room, I'll light a couple of candles, and I'll sit there, close my eyes, and I will breathe. And if I have to cry, if I have to go through that anxiety attack, whatever it is, I just need to sit there and breathe. I have this really nice lavender spray. You can get it from Bed Bath, or not Bed Bath & Beyond, from Bath & Body Works. Really, really nice. It's in their sleep section. Or you could go ahead and get an essential oil and make your own little spritz at home, which is probably a lot cheaper. But the one from Bath & Body Works, I believe, is like only $10 or $12. So I definitely will go in there, spritz it all over, put some candles. You might be thinking, how are you doing all this with anxiety? You'd be surprised how I'm like... So, I don't know, like, that's what works for me. Baths. I don't know what it is, but you can't just take a bath if you're in public. But if I was feeling, you know, some sort of way, say I'm in Target, I feel like anxiety, like it's about to start coming on, I'll go to the bathroom and just sit in the stall for like 10 minutes if I have to. I don't care if people think I'm in there blowing it up. Sorry. Honey asked, you high right now? Girl, I'm high as fuck watching your YouTube videos. No, you guys, so let me go ahead and get into that a little bit. So I actually stopped smoking about a week and a half ago, and it's so weird how my mind has just like changed. I've been waking up every single morning at 7 a.m. and getting everything I needed done by 10 a.m. Time to call people. I have time to like do everything I want to do in the day, and then it's only like 4 p.m. and I still have the rest of my day. And I feel like smoking was like a big problem. Like it messed up my brain chemistry, and I was waking up super late in the afternoon. Like I'd wake up, wake and bake, and then in the afternoon we'd roll a joint, and then at nighttime we'd do all these bong rips, do dabs. I just noticed that it started causing just really bad anxiety. Me and Steven actually talked about this. My friend Steven Oscar here on YouTube, go check him out. But me and Steven talked about this the other day, how now when we smoke, it causes such bad anxiety versus before of us being like, yes, let's go get high, let's smoke. Now it's more of a like, oh my gosh, I smoked and I regret it. And the thing is, I never knew anybody else felt that until me and him both said it at the same time. And I was like, wait. And I think just right now, like, it's just not working with my body's chemistry. Why did you name your dog Pickle? LOL, I love it. So I actually have 2 reasons for why I named Pickle that. So there's 2 shows on Cartoon Network. There's a show called Mr. Pickles, and there's a show called Rick and Morty. I'm sure you guys all know what Rick and Morty is. So like Pickle Rick, and I love the dog Mr. Pickles from the show. Okay, that's actually such a bad graphic show. Now you guys probably think I'm like effed up in the head. But then again, if you've been subscribed for a while, you probably already know that. Let's go ahead and answer one more question. The fact that I still have so many to go through, you guys are crazy. I definitely need to do more of these kind of videos. I'm gonna do a Get Ready With Me sit down very soon. How do you feel about a minor dating someone who's older than 18? Minor. You are a minor. Why are you dating an adult? And I don't want to hear that. I'm more mature for my age. No, you're not. Why is an older person targeting a minor? Is it because they're mentally stuck? Is it because they know that they can control you? Are they trying to groom you? What does a 25-year-old have in common with a 17-year-old? What does a 23-year-old have in common with a 17-year-old? What does a 21-year-old have in common with a 17-year-old? Nothing. I don't care if you graduated high school at 17, so did I. I have been working since I was 13 years old. I helped my mother raise my brother because my father wasn't there. It was only my mom and me. So I basically was a mom from the age of 5. And then once I was 13 years old, I was immediately working, and I haven't stopped since. At 17, I was very immature. Yes, I had a lot of responsibilities, but I had no position being with somebody older who had a lot more experience and should have been in a different place in their life. Now, I'm not trying to shit on any of your relationships out there that might be, you know, that little age gap. We're not talking about a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old. We're not talking about that, because at 18, you're a legal adult. Even at 19, why do you want to date a high schooler? Can you not find somebody in college? You want to go pick up your girlfriend from high school? I just find that shit so weird. I remember this 20-year-old guy who pretended to be in the Marines. He literally came to school in a fake Marine costume. It was so obvious. Come and visit his 16-year-old girlfriend. He was 20. And that goes for both women and men. What does a 20-year-old woman have anything in common with a 17-year-old?
What I am trying to get across is there is a obvious maturity gap. There is, I don't care, like there is a maturity gap. And I'm not talking about like, oh, if you're 18 and your boyfriend graduated and like you're 17 still. Obviously, like that's not that far off. Like, you know what I mean? I'm talking about people who are in college targeting high schoolers. That is so strange and inappropriate to me. Leave your opinions below. I'm curious.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like those relationships are so predatorial. And I'm dragging this on way too long. But that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my... channel today. It was light when I started filming this. It's dark now. But thanks for coming back. And I will see you guys all in my next video in a couple of days on my channel. Peace.